Ah, Jesus Christ, like the 50th time I died. That's it. Nope, no more, no more. Rage quit.
Conan noobs!
Well, hello there once again, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back to more Wargame European Escalation multiplayer with Raptor, yours truly, and Lennon. We're at the map Hammerhead for this edition, and let me just show you here. It is going to be quite the confrontational map. Let's see, a display point already put down rather by Andre 1977 that he will be taking Echo. Anyway, let's take a tactical look at the map then, shall we? And I'd like to welcome you back to the battlefield in the sense that this is a new map, actually. We've played quite a few throughout the game. We'll probably eventually play on all the maps, but this is one that hasn't yet been displayed or at least shown on my channel. We are starting here as NATO, Alpha, yours truly in Alpha, and Lennon over there on the right in India. And we're playing against Andre 1977 and Slang. And they're starting, let's see, Andre there is at Golf to the left and Hotel for Slang in the center. He also is claiming a point for Foxtrot. Let's talk strategy for this map. There actually could be quite a few different interesting strategies for this particular map. There's a large river here to the right, as you can see, and reinforcements for Juliet will come across this bridge here. And to be honest, you could even use it to transport troops via helicopter. There's a huge point back here where you could basically swing all the way around the enemy's flanks, whether you're playing as NATO or as Pact, and get behind the enemy's operating points. And you could capture their FOB, or you could destroy their command units, what have you. That's a very interesting spot. Also here to the left, you can see Charlie and Echo are only worth 1 point, but that is because they're so close to the starting position and they bring reinforcements directly into the battle. Charlie here bringing reinforcements down to a forested area, and Echo basically doing the same. Both are on either side of that forested area, and both give 1 command point. Delta at 3, Bravo and Foxtrot at 2, and Juliet on the other side at 1. Very interesting map. Take a second to take all of that in, as most of this map will be covered. We haven't played on this map too much, but once I started the replay here, I can say this is a really interesting map. It's very nice. It's how should I say, well balanced. I mean, I guess it's not perfect, but no map ever is. But it has everything I'd like. There's ridges and waterways, and there's actually a highway as well that runs down this length here. It's not really a highway, but it is in the sense that your troops can move fast along it the whole route. As you can see it here, there's just some country crossroads that pass through Delta, but since it sits along the ridge, it's extremely important to defend that or attack along that way, since it passes through Bravo, Delta, and right all the way into Golf. So anyway, let's take a look at what everyone's setting up with. Yours truly, traveling a little light. There's a Gazelle, a couple of scout units, the ERC-9, the SEGI basically, the French recon units, 2 Apaches, 3 M1A1 Abrams, and VABs that are more than likely full of just regular infantry and probably ATGM. Flak Panzer Geopard also there to the left, and I think the match just began. We'll finish looking up everything here quickly. Looks like Lennon has some, let's see, Blackhawks, Cobras, some Roland's Pattons, really good spread, a cornucopia of pain. There's also supply units, a command unit, and it looks like he's moving out with the recon, 3 TOW firing missiles, Weasels, and 2 ATGMs as well. So heavy on the ATGMs for, let's see, for Andre. Wow, quite an interesting spread here. 8 T-64Bs, Tunguska traveling really heavy. A lot of, oh boy, look at that, a lot of Akatsia artillery. In fact, I believe there's 8 units there with 2 Tunguskas guarding that as well. Mi-17s moving out with ATGM groups along with UAZs that will probably spot targets for them. Slang moving out as well. T-64, or rather T-62 MVs, and a lot of infantry, particularly 5 units of LAAD, 4 ATGM, some ZSUs, boy, a lot of anti-aircraft, and some infantry more than likely as well. He's also bringing in some more supply trucks and another UAZ more than likely to capture Foxtrot. First engagements here. Apache's opening fire on that Mi-17 that was bringing in ATGM troops, losing control. It is stunned, being hit and taken down by those flak panzers. Nicely done, boys. Nicely done. UAZ's moving closer to the forest here. We have our first engagements now. Blackhawk dropping off Delta, and Mi-17 opening fire on Sagi, which has been stunned. Hemet moving to the right as well as the Weasel that's going up the road. Mi-17 getting ready to fire again at the Sagi that has routed and has now finally been destroyed. Delta Force moving in at the backside of that Mi-17, and they will more than likely take that out unless Andre gets that out of the way. Let's go back over to the other side. A lot of action this round. Artillery being fired. VABs that had gone into the forest to create a perimeter are now being opened fire upon, and Tunguska opening fire on the Gazelle. One missile coming in and destroying that Gazelle, unfortunately. Wow, 8 T-64Bs moving up. Infantry falling back under that heavy barrage from 8 Akatsia artillery. VABs being destroyed, Milan troops being stunned there as they crawl out of the wreckage from those destroyed vehicles. T-64Bs being split up as well, Motor Strelaki being dumped out. Can't get too many close-ups on this one. There's a lot of action going on, a lot of different units. Looks like the infantry has finally arrived. Fagats, Strelas moving in as well. Delta Force down to its last man. Leopards are moving in, a lot of Leopards. 2 1A4s, Pattons, 4 groups of Pattons, and supply trucks for those as well. Looks like that's why they call it Hammerhead. 2 heads of hammers are slamming together here on both sides. It's awesome. It's amazing. Wow, that let's see, a scouting unit pulling back now. BTR is destroyed. Let's get in here and take this all in. Wow, look at that. Leopard 2, critical impact, taking out one of their computers, I believe, but still they're able to fire. Artillery coming in from the M106A2s. Wow, another absolutely incredible barrage from those BMPs, 1Ps. ZSUs pulling back, just destruction on both sides. Artillery coming in, destroying a few Dragon troops. Rather killing them. Leopards taking up just an amazing amount of hits from those ATGMs and only down to half health. What an incredible unit, still able to stand its ground and just pick off targets all day long. Both units are well supplied as another barrage of artillery comes in as well as ATGMs. Lenin's taking quite the pounding. Back on my side, looks like those T-64s have moved into cover and might be moving. No, now they're deciding to move back a little bit. Looks like they might be trying to create a perimeter to capture Echo. Delta under extreme, basically combat, I suppose. As Lenin pushes forward, it's definitely being contested. Leopards now routing as they're panicked, but they're in good repair. Pattons and toes getting ready to fire. Hands, knees, fingers, and toes hitting a T-62 MV out right there, taking out one of those units, a rather costly unit for the Soviets, especially since it is the, oh wow, 190 points for taking out one of those, as it is the highest upgraded unit that it can be at this point. Wow, getting the Patton quite a few points, as it one of those Pattons finally destroyed by an an ATGM. M1 Abrams from yours truly coming to the fight now to help out Lenin, firing from the ridge, taking out the last T-62 there. Fagats getting ready to fire. ZSU's trying to stun those Abrams, and Fagats now opening fire on a supply truck but missing. Cobra's opening fire on a BTR. Looks like this area is almost cleaned up. Interesting. Chasseur Fama and Milan are basically holding, making sure that these two units can't link up in this forest here. It's very, very, very dangerous for him to cross between these areas now, whether it's Slang or Andre, because they'll be open fire upon by the either the Abrams or the Milan troops. Delta now almost clear. Artillery still coming in to take out the rest of those units, which now are just basically Strela units. That's all that remains in that area. Without those Abrams and without those, looks like they've been destroyed, but the great Leopard 2s, they wouldn't have standed a chance there. They were able to take out some of those higher level units, and that's what these Abrams are continuing to do. M1 Abrams opening fire on the T-64s, Bs. Look at the volley of fire coming in as they take some moderate and heavy damage. Artillery coming in again on the edge of the forest. T-64s pulling back and coming forward to open fire and retreat, getting out of the range of those M1A1 Abrams guns. Strela being finished off again. No big deal over there. Let's look at what reinforcements might be coming in. More T-62s. Akatsia getting ready to fire again, but no support around for them. No logistics. No refueling for them. Urals coming in now to resupply the T-64s and BMPs that opened fire on those M1A1 Abrams. M1 Abrams being brought around now to, let's see, maybe these Jupiter trucks being called out to help repair those as the Saggy comes up to make sure that he doesn't go into the woods, and that's exactly what he's doing. What you may have missed is there was a light infantry battle in this forest as those troops were retreating, but he did pull back with some of the motor Streliki and is attempting again this second time. This will give us a total of 40 infantry in the woods for riflemen and another 5 for VAB. I believe one of those was destroyed, but no more have been called in. These are all the troops I've been able to save during this, and a lot of them died up here in this crossroad area here next to the fire due to artillery and fire from the T-64. Saggy moving to the left to do a little bit of scouting, and as you can see, not too many areas have been captured. It's now down to well, we control 4 areas, Charlie, Alpha, Bravo, and India, and the enemy only controls 3 with Hotel, Foxtrot, and Golf. Not bringing command unit to Echo will hurt them, as it will take longer for those reinforcements to get up here, especially when they were trying to capture Delta. If they would have been able to call in some of those units that are up here, like the T-62s and ZSUs a little earlier, they would have been able to use those in fighting off the NATO forces from capturing Delta. Now they have not yet captured it, but if you can deny the enemy of a position, you may as well call it captured, especially if all you need is the points to bring in a command unit, then do so. Oh, a lot of motor Streliki now moving into the woods, and we now have 40 along with 6 in defensive position near the crossroad. One of those units, both units have now stopped and are on the little bit in the middle of the forest and the edge of the forest. Pincer move perhaps from the left and right flanks on that first group of motor Streliki from these moderately upgraded I believe they're Chasseur FAMAS for both of these. So both of them have 2 stripes. As the artillery comes in again on the Abrams, oh boy. And also Flak Panzer. Ooh, one of the Flak Panzers taking almost a devastatingly hard hit, but only suffering light damage. It looked like it landed right on that unit. MD Jupiter trucks pulling out of there as well. One of those might be destroyed. I guess you'll have to wait and see. It was awfully close there. Abrams pulling back as well, moving towards the left end of the map now, or I guess closer into the forest, where they'll be better defended by those Chasseur FAMAS, who are now, the Chasseur FAMAS are now getting out of their VABs. Motor Streliki now moving, first group moving to the left, and it looks like they may be preparing for some type of a counterattack into the opened area here. Let's look back at Lenin. Lenin now playing a defensive role after capturing Delta and repairing a lot of his units with his MD Jupiter truck that I believe just arrived, repairing some of those Leopards and ATGM, up to 4 men out of a total of 5 for an operating unit. T-62 M1s now moving onto the battlefield, getting close to Delta. I'm not sure if they'll engage or if they'll go into a defensive position here in the woods, but let's take a look at this unit then, shall we? If they continue to move. A couple of them stuck in the mud. Very interesting unit, a really nice looking unit. You can see the ATGM on it. I believe it has an ATGM. I'm pretty sure it does. Yes, it does. And it looks like an updated T-55 is really what that unit is. A very good unit from the Soviets. Let's continue and watch this battle. Motor Streliki had moved up. Looks like they split their men into a 4-man squad, or rather 4 different groups for those 40. Chasseur FAMA doing a good job flanking from the right as well. He should have brought up all of his troops to try to break through there, but that was obviously a peekaboo operation where he was trying to get to the edge to see what exactly was there, and unfortunately Chasseur were waiting. Units are routing now. Sagi doing a little observation on what reinforcements might be called in, and it looks like I could see artillery being brought in danger close now, not only for them, but also for, well, I mean, you know, it would be easy for us to hit if we're able to get through this forest. Artillery has range, so take that into your advantage, but the accuracy will increase. Maybe not. Only, oh wow, yes it did. Chasseur Famad losing almost in both squads, only 4 men remaining. T-64 is now moving a total of, geez, I can't even count how many there are. 7 of them taking out the rest of those Chasseur. Counter artillery moving in from Lenin. And, looks like the heroes of the battlefield are here. The M1A1 Abrams moving in, as well as a AMX-10P, obviously filled with riflemen. Wow, 3 shots from the M1 Abrams destroying 2 T-64s as they flee towards the edge of the forest. FAMAS now moving deeper into the forest to try to perhaps flank those T-64s from the rear. Abrams now on the move again as the MD Jupiter trucks are in support. Artillery firing from far off. Counter artillery from Lenin. Looks like there is also a defensive line set up here from Slang, but no engagement yet into Delta. Let's go back over here as T-64s are opening fire. Not a scratch on the Abrams, not even a dent. Another T-64 destroyed. No hits yet from the T-64s as they get ready to fire again. Here comes another volley. Oh boy, T-64 down to 1. An amazing job from those M1A1 Abrams. God bless the computer. That really gives them an advantage there against those T-64s, which may have a computer, but rest assured it can do nothing but play Pong and perhaps an earlier version of Tetris. Whew. M1 Abrams now being repaired, well, not repaired, but rearmed slightly from those MD Jupiters before moving out again. I could see artillery opening fire again on that wooded area, trying to take out oh, I see, he's countering the counter artillery. And up here we have the, oh, what is this? Lenin once again, ladies and gentlemen. Delta Force landing next to Lenin's spawn point, or rather Lenin spawning next to Andrei's point, taking out a T-62 right off the bat from that Delta Force. Incredible. Basically an instant point for us in a complete denial from him. Not even able to use the unit as it just rolls down the road. Scores at this point are 2,827 to 2,035. Very, very, very fun game. A lot of tension there at the beginning, but now the enemy seems to be pulling back as they're out of heavy tanks to use. T-62M's moving up. It looks like there might be a total of 5 Soviet tanks on the battlefield. Akatsia getting ready to fire again as those Abrams are moving up to engage those. Tunguska retreating. Total of, I believe, 4 of those now moving into cover as T-62 and Ural trucks come down the road to possibly rearm those Akatsia artillery. That's now engaging the Chasseur FAMAS. M1 Abrams taking out a unit there that was the BMP-3 taken out. Motor Streliki parked on the corner here. Segi probably seeing those units, AMX moving in, but let's get on the backs of these Abrams. Wow, just incredible. Really nice to get in close like that and watch those units move down the battlefield. It's much better like this. It's kind of this gray bar at the bottom will block the tanks some of the time, but it's nicer to see them shooting and what they're hitting. And Andrei surrenders with that final volley against his artillery. Whew. Wow, what a game. Zalo moving out BTR 70s, which are really good tank busters. Probably engaging the Abrams as of now. Not yet opening fire though. Maybe they're not within range. One Zalo destroyed. Internal ammo explosion on one of those Zalo. M1 Abrams getting ready to fire again. Here comes the volley. Ooh, another one destroyed. M1 Abrams getting ready to fire yet again. And an attack meter out from Lenin to make sure that I get those units. Not even losing the Abrams tank yet. We're now at almost 4,000 points to PAX 2185. Artillery now firing on all the infantry units and tanks in this wooded area here. We move back to see that the Abrams has finished off the last BTR, and that is the end of the battle, ladies and gentlemen. 16 minutes and 6 seconds to achieve 4,000 points on the battlefield Hammerhead. Total victory for us, Raptor and Lennon versus Andre 1977 and Slang. A very great match. Very, very fun to fight against players who will turn you back, and then you yet turn the table on them again. Artillery playing a real important role to the beginning of that game. Obviously, if we were able to secure, or rather if I was to secure that forest completely, it would have been no problem to keep them out of that reinforcement area. Unfortunately, they just didn't push hard enough. They dawdled in that area, not pushing back hard enough to push us out of that area on the left flank. If they had continued to push through that forest, I would have basically had no choice but to stay and fight them, losing all of my infantry and perhaps the left flank, and not being able to help Lennon on the right. But you never know how these things turn out, and that's another interesting example of how, you know, upper level units can definitely change the tide of war, but flanking is of the utmost importance. Pay attention to those armor levels on tanks. All the armor's in the front, so, you know, if you're firing at a flak panzer while you have M1 Abrams engaging you from behind or the side, you're probably going to lose no matter how many tanks you have. But the T-64, a great unit on the battlefield, just not its day today. So, anyway, speaking of today, today's a beautiful day, and today is a great day to subscribe, like, and comment to any of these videos and to the channel. The channel is growing, and I would love to welcome all of you new people and all of you old people for coming in every day and for being new to the channel. Please click that subscribe button. Do not forget to tell a friend. Please do that. That is important. Spreading the word of Wargame European Escalation. It's on sale again for the Steam Summer Sale. This game has gone on sale multiple times, and it's great because I see more and more people playing it all the time. There are plenty of people who play, I can assure you. And of course, if you'd like to play, just get the game, hop on, and you'll probably play against me one day. Who knows? So anyway, let's cut the babbling short by just saying what I always love to say. This is Raptor reminding you to keep your password and your pimp hand strong.